Recently, a new digital circus video was released on the Glitch channel, featuring Jax in his usual mischievous character.
Hey, Pomni, I put hot sauce in his coffee and kidnapped his whole family. You've got to see this. Pomni? Heaven? Oh, hell.
Oh, and Kane mentioned they're developing a new movement system.
I'm revamping the movement engine in the entire digital circus!
Oh.
And I'm testing it right now!
Okay, I think I speak for the Void here when I say I don't give a
But as always in the digital circus, things didn't go as planned.
Well, my new update's bugged. Time to panic!
They got Kinger! They got Kinger!
Oh, I'm not actually frozen. Hello?
No, I didn't even get to tell them that I...
Just as things started to spiral, the video hinted at a reference to Zuble, which suggests that the third episode might be coming soon. This possible release will certainly revive interest in the digital circus. Given that the video was filled with a sense of panic, it's likely the third episode will convey a similar tone. Some speculate that Mr. Beast might be a fan of the digital circus, but that's beside the point today. Let's dive into the leaks and discuss the character who's most likely to become an abstracted monster in the upcoming episode. Kaufmo Abstraction remains the biggest mystery of the digital circus, and it's possible we'll learn more about this process in the new episode, especially after what we saw in the second episode. The truth behind this transformation might finally be revealed, but the question is, who will be the next to leave the digital circus and make room for newcomers? If you take a closer look, you'll notice that Zuble doesn't identify as a person. This character seems unsure of their identity. He, she, or maybe it. For simplicity's sake, let's think of Zuble as a woman and consider what that might mean for the next few episodes. We've been officially told that the third episode will focus heavily on Zuble. While she may survive the next episode, the third one could be critical for her fate. Zuble carries a chest that holds various parts that make up her identity, and I'm convinced we've only seen a small portion of what's inside. This is a key feature because she doesn't have a fixed image. She's essentially a blank slate, capable of becoming anything. This will be the central challenge in the third episode, where Zuble may have to make a tough decision: eliminate her personality and abandon her trunk to truly accept herself and survive, or remain indecisive, leading to a long-term struggle that could result in tragic consequences. But, just like with Kinger, I'm confident that our peculiar but intriguing Zuble will make it through to the end of the season. However, there's still a chance she could be the next to undergo abstraction. Recently, a leak from Gooseworx showed an image eerily similar to the final scene of the pilot episode, but Zuble was notably absent. Is this a joke or a direct hint at what's to come? What do you think? I'm still uneasy about what Gooseworx said regarding the third episode and Zuble's role in it. In the musical adventure, there's an interesting detail involving Pomni. When Kane ordered her to sing a shampoo jingle, orbsmen appeared in the frame. I'm certain this is a specific hint for the third episode. We remember orbsmen from the first season's announcement, and we know his location will be Spudsy's fast food joint, where Jax will inevitably end up. We also recall a Gooseworx post where she teased a peculiar outfit for Jax, which initially drew laughs. But when Gooseworx revealed the secret behind the outfit on Twitter, it became clear that Jax would feature prominently in the third episode. At least 3 leaks confirm that episode 3 will focus on orbsmen and the surrounding events. But why would Jax be the main target of Kane, leading him to Spudsy's? I believe the location will be a small, modern city, and orbsmen Spudsy's is the last place you'd want to go. A Gooseworx leak suggests something big is coming. "Don't even call us that again," is a line Jax is rumored to utter in the new episode, likely directed at orbsmen. One Tumblr user asked, "My friend keeps insisting TADC is a kids' show, but I've told them multiple times the next episodes won't be. What do I do?" Gooseworx responded, stating the friend would change their mind after episode 3 is released, implying it will be far more intense than the pilot and second episodes. I'm convinced episode 3 will be the best of the season for several reasons. First, we know Zuble is Gooseworx's favorite character, yet the pilot and second episodes revealed almost nothing about her. In the pilot, Zuble was punished for refusing to participate in an adventure, and in the second episode, she managed to hide, again avoiding the adventure the other Digital Circus residents took part in. Gooseworx sarcastically remarked, "Have you seen these adventures?" This confirms that everything we've seen so far was just child's play, and Zuble upcoming adventure will be much more compelling, dramatic, and epic. Since episode 3 will center on Zuble, it's safe to say this episode will be an event that all fans of the amazing Digital Circus should eagerly anticipate. Remember when Gooseworx was asked which episode was her favorite? She didn't give a definitive answer, but hinted that the third episode is among her top picks. All these hints, leaks, and theories make me eagerly await something spectacular in the Digital Circus universe. Additionally, I can't forget a leak where Gooseworx described all upcoming episodes with one word each. Before the release of episode 2, the word boy was linked to Jax, who became the star of that episode. The word damn has piqued my curiosity. What could it mean for episode 3? Now, why did I focus so much on Jax earlier, if Zuble will be the main character in the new episode? As I mentioned, Jax remains one of the most enigmatic figures in the Digital Circus due to his ambiguous nature. Episode 3 will likely conclude this trilogy, and we will finally uncover the real Jax. Understanding who he is has become one of my primary questions about the third episode. We know Kane will send our rabbit to Spudsy's, where he'll encounter the unpleasant manager Orb's men, who will likely underpay him for his efforts. With each new episode, the Digital Circus's AI seems to grow more sophisticated, and Orb's men should be much more lifelike and unpredictable than previous characters, reflecting the complexities of real humans. In a recent leak, Gooseworx almost completely unveiled the final dynamics between Jax and Orb's men, revealing who Jax will truly become. The phrase, "Don't ever call us that again," from Jax sounds unusual because he's typically pleased when others are mocked or insulted. But here, he seems to defend them. What could have caused such a shift in his views and behavior? First, I think that after experiencing humiliation and bullying from Orb's men, Jax realizes how unpleasant it is to be mocked or morally and physically degraded. He might come to understand that his previous behavior was despicable. To survive in the Digital Circus and avoid becoming another Kinger, he'll need to stay on good terms with the others. I have another theory tied to an undisclosed leak. Everyone knows that Jax's primary target for bullying is the vulnerable and emotionally fragile Gangle, who often appears depressed and tearful. Jax has exploited her weakness, making her life increasingly miserable, knowing she never fights back. Gooseworx recently teased one of Gangle's lines from episode 3, which could indicate that Gangle finally stands up to Jax, possibly even physically, and either punches him in response to his next joke or confronts Orb's men for bullying Jax. Either scenario would earn Jax's respect for Gangle, potentially leading him to defend the other circus residents. This might be the moment we discover who Jax really is. However, all of this is a subplot, because Zuble hasn't entered the scene yet, and this episode is ultimately about her. We need to understand why Zuble is still uncertain about her gender identity, who she is, and why she's struggling. As one of the youngest members of the Digital Circus at only 22 years old, Zuble is still an unformed person, which plays a significant role in her issues. The fact that she keeps a large chest full of various parts in her room suggests she hasn't even settled on a specific style, unlike the other characters in the amazing Digital Circus. Perhaps this is tied to her past, either in the Digital Circus or the real world. Let's reflect on Zuble's usual demeanor in the circus. She's straightforward, occasionally blunt, and seemingly fearless. Traits that were evident throughout the pilot episode and continued through most of the second episode. However, in the final scene of episode 2, we witnessed a different side of Zuble, revealing that she can be both vulnerable and deeply sensitive toward the other characters. Her decision to stay behind in the Digital Circus tent to prepare everything speaks volumes about her kindness and positivity. It's also worth noting that saying goodbye must have been quite difficult for her, especially since she earned Pom's trust, further proving that she's a character deserving of praise. As I mentioned earlier, the third episode will not only delve deeper into Jax's character, but also into Zuble, allowing us to learn much more about her. Perhaps she will join Jax and Spudsy on their adventure, but likely in a lighter capacity than the rabbit, which would be quite symbolic given the special connection they share. Regardless, we'll find out soon enough. Now let's turn to a fan favorite, and a Gooseworx favorite, Jax. It's widely believed that Jax has the highest potential for abstraction, even if it sounds surprising. Jax presents himself as someone who enjoys hurting others, and is indifferent to their opinions and feelings. However, we all know that's just an illusion he has crafted around himself. Jax is not as strong as he pretends to be, which becomes evident through his various taunts and moments of anger. He never misses an opportunity to mock the other characters, especially Gangle, because he knows how mentally fragile she is and that she can't effectively respond to him. On one hand, he acts like he doesn't care about anyone, but on the other, he needs them for his own self-gratification, a behavior that is consistent throughout the episodes and likely to continue. He takes pleasure in watching embarrassing situations unfold for everyone but himself. But what if something worse than an embarrassing situation happens to him? Imagine how that might play out. It's possible that in such a scenario, Jax might reveal all of his secrets, showing us that he's actually a vulnerable, shy, and very frightened character. But what could trigger this? Perhaps it will be a particularly difficult task assigned by Kane, or maybe it will be a situation similar to the one in the pilot episode with Kaufmo, but on a larger scale. For instance, there could be a catastrophic failure in the digital circus system, leading to the collapse of the basement, the most dangerous place, causing dozens, if not hundreds, of abstracted monsters to escape into the digital circus space, turning it into a perilous game of survival. I would like to know your opinion right in the comments, and I will definitely read them. And if you want to get to the next episode, I will choose the best comments. And if you watch this video to the end, subscribe to the channel and watch my next videos.